No, he's not. He
We're
goes
back
for
to
the
this
rookie
line.
one, and the players are repeating the game 3 today between Magnus and Sergey in New York City. Knight f5.
So no,
Knight f3.
we're not going to go into the variation. We're going to see the line that Topalov beat Hikaru with in the, was it the classical or the rapid?
In the rapids with
Rapid,
that
yes.
beautiful Queen e5 h2 move. And Hikaru was absolutely convinced his position was sound in that game. And we do have confirmation. None of us could remember, but no, Vishy's undefeated. He's unblemished in this tournament.
That's really unbelievable considering this classic rapid. They've played so many games, 16 games.
Wow.
No, that's not
Undefeated.
fair.
The only
18
player in
games,
the
actually.
tournament who is undefeated.
That is really something. I mean, especially when you think about styles and the fact that these are the very, very best players in the world, and the formats lend themselves to real clashes. So going undefeated, wow.
That's just incredible, really.
I would not have guessed that. I would actually given pretty big odds that no player in the field would go undefeated.
Well, clearly. And here we see the improvement by Hikaru taking on G3 instead of retreating Knight G7.
Knight G7, which was played, and allowed that Bishop H6, which got him into a bit of trouble.
Right. This seems definitely more straightforward, and if it works,
I like this. I like the fact that you
solves some
want
problems.
to exchange, yes, the
Yeah.
bishops as well, and then get your knight on f5.
Yeah, it does seem like a cleaner solution, doesn't it?
Yeah, the knight g7, that seemed a little unnatural.
Exactly.
Allowing the bishop on h6 and those kind of things, there were no problems like that.
Queen d7, and the chopping block on the e file is already being prepared. Hikaru ready to bring rook to the e file.
And as usual, not shying away from doubling his pawns either. He wouldn't have to. He's got his knight and queen.
Knight h4. Okay, essentially, Vishy is saying that I want to force the trade and maybe use the f4 pawn as a lever, but again, rook e8.
Very natural move.
this is so much more convincing than the game he got against
Oh,
Topalov.
no question about it.
Absolutely.
We're all in absolute agreement about that. Even in these positions, when black plays knight f5, which is actually the worst thing, and there's a lot of trades and there's a doubled f pawn.
It's still not over.
No, well, I was just saying that I think it's so balanced. I don't think that either player would be able to do
Much
anything that.
with that weakness.
But okay, rook e3, he's still got that
Knight
extra
C8
half.
or knight f5 maybe.
I would definitely
Yeah,
consider
it's
Knight
a-
f5 in this position.
I would as well. Ooh, it
That just
looked for a moment
neutralizes
there.
a lot of problems.
I could have sworn, guys, it looked there for a moment that
He was
Carl
going
was
F5, right?
reaching for either his F pawn or his G pawn. and in
Neither
that
of
case-
which I can recommend.
Because if
Exactly.
the rook comes to e1, that's what white I think wants to do next. Then you
Of
can now
course.
play knight f5. I think knight f5 makes a lot of sense right now.
Well, the problem with knight c8 is it might allow a knight g6 type of sacrifice.
Yeah, we don't want to deal with that. Not in
Right.
the blitz game.
Not in the blitz game, but Hikaru's
Not
Queen
G4.
Okay.
Very interesting.
That's-
so he's
well,
attacking the f4 pawn.
Very
provoking
tactical solution.
g3,
Knight.
provoking g3.
G3 seems like the only way.
I wouldn't say that's necessarily true. You can consider rook a1 as well.
Excuse me, you're much. I take it back. Rook a1
It's very
is
interesting.
definitely the right
And
move
that's what
Yeah.
he's done.
because g3 was nothing actually.
Right.
And king f7 very quickly.
Wow.
Not going for the trade of knights.
There's no queen e2 in this position, which is very important. But if I play, g3,
And now
Wait,
knight
now I
c8,
just
knight
want to trade
C8.
off the rooks.
and there's no sacrifice on the g6 square, which was what queen g4 was
I
designed
like
to
the way
provide.
Hikaru managed his problems in this position, not creating any weaknesses. Queen g4 was a dynamic way to solve the problems.
very accurate. But look at Vishy attacking on both flanks, taking advantage of the weak position of the king on f7. He tries to play c4, opening up avenues to attack both d5 and b7.
Well, remember, he's got that slight, a half step or so in terms of development and active pieces. And whenever you're in that circumstance, you want to open up the position. So C3, C4 definitely gets my nod. And after knight b6, b2, b3, the knight had intended, of course, to come to the d6 square, slightly misplaced on the b6 square. Nothing to say about slightly, it's simply a fact.
Black wants to exchange both rooks, but that is not possible right now because you take on e3, white takes with the queen, and you don't want to allow that.
Good point.
Otherwise,
because
I would rook e3, go for rook e8, rook e3, queen e3, maybe queen d7 he wants to play then.
But
So
also
he's gone immediately for queen d7, probably with the idea
Exactly.
to take and just play rook e8.
the chopping block of the e file just to try to trade as many pieces.
And maybe I would like to play here f5. To provoke g5, and maybe I have some other avenues to
He's
And
gone
all.
for it, Alejandro.
Bravo, Alejandro. And knight g2.
Yeah, this is what I
very
like.
nice
Very
move.
nice.
Yeah, I like this move.
Yeah, and now white has an idea of g3, g4, and swinging a rook or possibly a queen to the h file.
Yes.
Rook takes e3, and
Like with the knight, that's to prevent any trades. And now I can even play king g2.
Which is
yeah,
what
and
he's
rook
done.
h1.
and definitely beautiful maneuvering
So
by
Black will have to
Vichy,
come with the king to g7.
which he has done.
So rook, because if the rook's straight off, Black has got no problems in the position, so he must move his rook away. Or would you?
C5. Okay.
c5 is played because now the knight has no good squares. If I ever play g4, I cement the pawn on f5, which I don't need to do just yet. But where's the knight ever going to go?
It's on a terrible circuit, in other words, it just can't find it. And he is trying to,
He's trying to improve it, but it's still not going anywhere.
right, he's
Maybe
got
going to
to
g4 to trade it off.
He's got to play his rook on e7
Ooh.
at some point.
he traded. I thought he was going to go a5 right away.
I like this solution because you cannot prevent a6.
So queen c7 and rook b8, rook e7 also
But
takes, and now
a6
queen c8.
Yes, because otherwise rook was coming to b7.
Right,
So here we definitely see that
4.
Vichy sees the initiative. Queen. Oh, no, he didn't play queen.
It sort of
Right.
reminds me of their classical game, the one that Vichy was pressing so hard against Hikaru.
And Hikaru's just rolling with the punches. It's very impressive. He's playing it very quickly too.
And
And
let's take a
Vichy's
look
trying
at
to
the
be
clock.
creative,
Yeah,
but
so it's down to 25 seconds approximately.
Whoa, so
to
he can
close
take
it.
that? 95?
95?
Takes? Oh, he's just sacrificing? What is he doing?
To get-
Takes?
oh, I thought he was going to go e6.
Oh, he
This
takes
is
on
interesting.
g4 also.
I see.
Yeah.
And
And
there's
there's a
no
knight
queen
h6
f5.
check.
There's no queen f5, right.
Right,
And
Queen f6 is a big threat.
right. Queen 8.
Wow, I like that.
Ooh.
I like what he's done.
Ooh, there's a
And
counter
there's a
threat.
mate.
This is
The
getting
mate
exciting.
on h1.
Well-
and then a perpetual check here, folks.
Let's not call it so quickly. But it might be. I
Yeah,
can see.
because white cannot trade off queens.
Hold on, yeah.
But you can play king f3 if you
Yeah.
felt like it. King h7,
No, I
guess.
think they're going to go for the repetition. I mean the perpetual.
No repetition.
No repetition.
No, just knight.
But hold on, knight is not coming to f3, or it is coming to
It's going
f3.
f3 now, next move. You
Knight
play
f3
queen
is
h6
beautiful.
and then knight f3. That way you have to have rook h1.
Ooh, threatening.
And keeping the h5 square, so after rook
Nice.